Hong Kong, Nikkei Markets, Hong Kong shares tumbled the most in 8 months on Thursday, with Chinese technology companies among the hardest hit, as a global equity rout originating in the U.S. amid fears about the trade war and the economy spread to the region. The Hang Seng Index slid 3.5% to 25,266.37. Social media major and market heavyweight Tencent Holdings tumbled for a 10th straight day, dropping 6.8%. Smartphone component suppliers AAC Technologies Holdings and Sunny Optical Technology Group retreated 7.3% and 6.2%, respectively. The losses were spread wide, with only 7 of the Hang Seng Composite Index 493 constituents trading higher as the index sank 4.1%. At about 140 billion Hong Kong dollars, $17.86 billion, daily turnover on the local stock exchange was heavy relative to the recent past. Some of the other regional markets were hurt as bad, or worse. The Nikkei Asia 300 index of stocks outside Japan sank 4.1%, while Japan's Nikkei 225 average tumbled 3.9%. In the mainland, the Shanghai Composite plunged 5.2% for its worst day in almost 4 years. Most regional currencies weakened against the dollar, with the Indonesian rupiah dropping 0.2% and the yuan traded onshore slipping 0.1%, while Brent and NYMEX crude oil contracts each slid more than 1.5% overnight in the U.S. Both the yield on 10-year U.S. Treasury notes climbed toward recent multi-year highs intraday before giving up some gains by the end of trade. Rising borrowing costs in the U.S. have fueled concerns about a flight of capital from Asia recently. Portfolio outflows from emerging market equities have amounted to about $6.6 billion since October. The Institute of International Finance said in a report Thursday, adding that the bulk of sales happened in China, Taiwan, South Korea and India. Also weighing on sentiment was news from President Donald Trump's administration that U.S. authorities will begin subjecting foreign investment in 27 industries, including semiconductors and telecommunications, to a stricter review process starting November 10. This trade war is targeting technology, said Vix Poon, head of investment advisory at Fubon Bank, Hong Kong. After the U.S. restrictions on foreign investments, investors now fear the U.S. will ban Chinese technology product exports to the U.S., and whether China will ban U.S. technology companies doing business in the mainland as a countermove. Stop-loss orders in the U.S. could drive losses for another 2 or 3 days, Poon said. German automaker BMW Group on Thursday said it plans to increase its stake in its joint venture with Brilliance China to 75% over the coming years from 50% at present, with a reported investment of €3.6 billion, $4.16 billion. Trading in Brilliance China Automotive Holdings was halted in Hong Kong. Foreign ownership limits in Chinese automotive joint ventures, currently capped at 50%, are set to be scrapped by 2022. BAIC Motor, a business partner of Germany's Daimler, slumped 12.8%. Weak sales also helped weigh the sector down. Great Wall Motor slid 6% after reporting a 15% decline in September sales volume to 86,723 units, while Dongfeng Motor Group fell 5.7% following a 14.6% decrease in September sales volume to 271,134 units. Electric car maker BYD dropped 4.9% after reporting September sales of 47,913 units. Agile Group Holdings slumped 11.8%. Bocom International on Thursday downgraded the stock to sell from neutral, saying it sees an increasing likelihood of a full-year sales target miss after the developer reported September sales of 9.87 billion yuan earlier this week. Agile's January to September sales account for 63.8% of its full-year target. Shares of Midea Real Estate and lithium compounds producer Ganfeng Lithium fell from their respective initial public offering prices as they made their trading debut in Hong Kong. Midea Real Estate was down 6.6% from its IPO price, while Ganfeng shares fell 28.7%, also making their debuts. Shares of auction house Tokyo Chuo Auction ended at $1.56, above their IPO price of $1.50, while Chinese developer Dafa Properties Group ended unchanged at $4.20. Amy Lam